So to answer these questions in chat, Ziller is right on the money. It is a different game type. It is going to be, when you turn on the reveal map option, now the map won't just be revealed. You will also get some debt when you found, and how much debt you get will depend on exactly how late you are to founding, right? Or how early you are to founding, I guess would be a better way to put it. The sooner you found, the more debt. Which I like the idea behind. I think some of the numbers are going to need some serious tweaking in it. But it could still work out rather well. This is tempting, but it's not. Oh, this is better. Shoot.
Colony founded.
Don't worry, we'll have this out.
Okay.
Scientific colony founded. High levels of iron found.
We'll just take this nearby. Oh man, come on, don't get in my way, man. I want that. Grab up a fair amount of aluminum. We'll rely on maybe one aluminum send. And then we'll just wait on... Well, we don't need to wait on the carbon. There we go. So we want this upgrade fairly quickly if we can pull it off.
High levels of silicon found.
A little bit late to the aluminum, unfortunately, which is going to cost me just a bit. Because I'm one aluminum short from upgrading.
It may not be the prettiest look.
Alright, there we go. Got the rest of the aluminum grabbed up. Let's get some water. We can get this water, potentially. Looks like the best. And then we need to check on silicon. There's some decent silicon available. We'll just go for the good stuff this game instead of getting tricky. Actually, instead of this water, let's just take this water. That'll work out a bit better. I should have taken a better look at the map after getting founded instead of just focusing on my resources. Well, let's go ahead and get glass bought up, and we'll head to that HQ level 2 so we can go ahead and get some reactors online. Let's see. Another option is to try and push for that black market, which I think we can do since it's only 1,500. Carbon scrubbing this early in the game. Very difficult to value carbon scrubbing this early, especially because there is some carbon on the map, but not a ridiculous amount. And it does look very nukeable. This 24,000 would be a lot of debt. Yeah, half the map is missing. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try the 32. This is a lot of debt for no profit anytime soon. But we'll see if it pans out late in the game. It does let me potentially get down electronics a bit more easily, and we do have a robotic player in this game driving that price up. So it might still pan out in the end. But I'm still very concerned about it, having done that play. Alright, let's go ahead and get that power online. Get more glass bought up. We're just going to push to 40, I think. And then everything else that we're making right now, we'll put into, because we already went for a new claim. That was kind of our stretch this game, was getting to that new claim already. Now we really need to push to an upgrade so we can get reactors online, and maybe also go ahead and grab a goon squad for when we have those reactors, just to make sure we still are making good money. Oh, aluminum just dropped down pretty intensely there. Let's see how much aluminum is being gathered up right now. Okay, that's some, I don't know exactly. Hang on, I wish I could zoom out just a little bit farther. Okay, that's quite a bit of aluminum. You are sending out more, so more and more people are gathering it up. That's good. That's just fine. As we can see, the price is still going down, which is what I was looking for at this point.
The black market is online.
Alright, we can upgrade. I'm not going to quite yet. We want to make sure that we can go ahead and throw down some reactors once we've upgraded at least one. So we'll just wait a little bit longer on that. There we go.
All these new people. I don't know everybody's
reactor. So you still can't do 2. There it is. Reactor. Get one more down before long. We've got silicon and water secured. Not really making money yet, but that's okay. At least it should be okay. Because these reactors are going to be ridiculously profitable. Could look for a little more power as well if we can manage to push to another claim, which hopefully we'll be able to do based off of these reactors. Is push to another claim, push to the glass that we're going to require for the next expansion, and maybe also manage to push for the glass that we are going to need for food production once we have expanded one more time. That's just the goal right now. Let's keep an eye on Herbert, see if he moves into reactors. He's going to have a bit of a hard time stuffed into this corner he's in, actually getting safe production established. That might be a bit of an issue for him in the future. I'm worried about the fact that we took quite as much silicon and water as we did. But I hope it's going to be okay. Alright, let's grab a claim. We'll use that for power because we're leaking power pretty badly right now.
Freelance pirates.
There we go. Pirates are okay. They're not great. We can't really push too hard on these. So we'll let other people fight it out for the most part if we can. Niven has also managed to hit HQ level 3. He's actually got solar panels flying up, which is going to be great for him because he's on very, very little debt. That's a very strong play out of Niven for the time being. It's actually kind of tempting to scrap our carbon for the moment and just move into solar panels as well. See if we can make a little money off. Oh, wow. We actually just got those for 18. That's what I get. That probably kills me. If I'm honest, that might just kill me. Especially because I also just got hit by black market. That was a terrible mistake. I did not at all want those pirates. Okay, what do? We don't go after aluminum. The scientific player doesn't have anything worth stealing. Our stock price is just so bad right now. That's a huge deal. Huge, huge problem. Okay, we need glass. We need all the glass we can manage so we can push for an upgrade. We're hoping carbon doesn't go too nuts while we're not gathering it. This is when we're like, man, I wish I could carbon scrub for my upgrade. And right now it's just a fantasy. It's not like we would actually want that to happen in the game. It's just a fantasy, but still. Oh, and there's a power shortage coming. Apparently we made the right call. We could even maybe move our aluminum into power as well. I think I'm going to do it. Figure everything out later. Just get this done. Sell a little glass to make this happen. I know we need to buy glass up, but our reactors are frozen and we got unlucky on the bounce, so we're just in a bad way. Of course we're getting mutinied. Can I counter that? Yes, I can. Let's do it. We need this. We need all of this paying off our debt right now. Oh, come on! Go away! Go away, all of you! Oh, man, this is awful. Well, what do you do? What do you do? You just sit here and wish you were making more money is what you do. This robot is going to take such a massive, ridiculous lead because for whatever reason, people are targeting me.
The black market is online.
Instead of going after each other. That's so frustrating. Niven was targeted by... So he's the one who took mine initially, and I took it back. But then somebody else took another one of mine, and they really should have taken one of his. Absolutely had to be done the second I was able to do it. Niven has such a ridiculous lead right now, and nobody is punishing him who actually has cash. I don't know who hit me with this power surge, but somebody needed to do something about Niven. Not only that, but he's actually blocked off some of my carbon as well, which I'm going to have to get back into potentially before I can upgrade. And I'm just completely stalled out at this point with no real recourse, purely because I had to move into all this power because of that mistake with the pirates, and I'm going to have to get some kind of advantage off of this carbon scrubbing at some point during this game in order to be okay. I need an upgrade so desperately. I am so far away from it. At least we are making money in power, finally. Not as much as we could have been, but we are making some. Don't want that debt at all anyways right now. Don't know if I can actually do anything to find a good way to make money at the moment. I'm just really frustrated that Herbert is getting away with his 80,000 debt right now, and that Niven was allowed to just basically auto-win the game because he built 4 solar panels. Come on, guys. Can we get with it, please? He's moving into electronics factories. How profitable are those going to be for him? Probably not great, but probably not bad either. Farms are still so strong. At least he is getting attacked, and they are attacking his steel, which is certainly good money at the moment, so that's something. Let's upgrade. That drives carbon nuts. We will move into back into carbon before too long, but not immediately. I don't think. Let's see. Can we get to farms? I think we can. We can only get into 2, though. Might be better to just make the move into glass. I'm not seeing a lot of glass production down at the moment, so glass is just a little cheaper to get into, potentially. It's also, getting into glass, what that's going to do is... Oh, man, shoot. Alright, we need to do this now, before Carbon goes any more nuts. Delete the tile, come on. Sell everything, I don't even care. Get down more Carbon. And can I get a mutiny out, please? Before Niven just auto-wins this game. There. Alright, well, food's probably a lot cheaper to put down than glass right now because it only takes 15 Carbon, but... And I get frozen! Why am... Ah!
Scientific colony expanded.
Why am I the one getting targeted right now? When Niven is running away with the entire game, I'm still the one getting hit by the black market in general. Power surge might have been from him again, but it's just like... they can't all be from him. And if they are, why is nobody doing anything to him in response? It's just so frustrating. Alright, I'll take that. I can't get anywhere near an upgrade, but I can get 2 farms down. Should have gotten rid of the reactors. The glass should be making strong money. He's finally had to rely on something besides power to make money, and he's having some trouble with that. So that's good for the rest of us. Steel is still so strong. Maybe I should have just moved into steel. Alright, Asimov is actually trying to make a move on Niven, finally, which is good. He obviously is getting all the profit off of Carbon being where it's at right now. Okay, what can we do? Asimov's also buying up a whole lot of Herbert. I really want to upgrade one more time. I really want those tiles. But an upgrade is just so expensive right now. It's not feasible going for an upgrade. I could go for an extra claim, potentially. At 25,000, it's expensive, but right now everything is kind of expensive. I shouldn't have bid that up anymore. Alright, Herbert, enjoy. Alright, let's grab a little bit of this Herbert stock. And we're gonna, like Asimov, we're just gonna have to let him get the buyout and go after someone like Clark, it looks like, as where to put our money right now. Well, the reactor's still barely making a profit, not a good one. We could move into electronics still, we could move into steel still. Both of those are options. Steel might be a good one. Let's get out of these reactors. Go into steel for the moment. Grab up that claim. I know it's expensive, but food is just so good right now that I think it'll be worthwhile anyway. Food doesn't have to stay online all that long in order to turn a profit based on that. And then we're just going to start saving up money and hoping for a Clark buy. Clark has actually really great territory. Like, he just doesn't have Carbon, it looks like, which has been hurting him. Since Carbon's been going quite so nuts, I have no idea why he went Scavenger this game. But we can get something done here, maybe. Yep, he didn't protect himself at all. That's good. It's exactly the kind of thing we need to see. We are getting hit by another EMP. And Asimov succeeded in the buy because he's the one who got all that benefit off that Carbon short. Was this a short or a surplus? I missed it. Well, steel is... I mean, we're still making ridiculous amounts of money. It's just that everybody else is too. We'll buy into that quite heavily. It's super dangerous to have done that, but if it pushes us to this buyout, it will have been worth it quite easily. Everybody else, it looks like, has bought into this quite heavily as well. Let's make the sell. We could upgrade.
Let this be a lesson to you all.
Don't really want to. Still want to go for this Clark buyout. We're really close to it. He is starting to buy himself, driving that price up. Yeah, fine.
It may not be the prettiest looking upgrade, but damn is it efficient.
Glass.
You should be proud of our guys.
And then, let's see, the steel is still good. So what we'll do, I think, is just go into 4 electronics, position them kind of awkwardly, get a goon squad down for them. Everything is making money. We do need some special buildings coming down before too long, though. Maybe one of these steel should have been something like an one of these electronics could have been something like an engineering lab. Clark's stock price is just so insanely high. How much money is everybody sitting on? Asimov's sitting on quite a bit. Well, yeah. We're still not in a good way at all this game. But it's completely our fault with those pirates, is the thing. Those pirates are what absolutely killed us. In every way. Caused us all kinds of problems. What was that? Niven sold out of Wells. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, Wells is still the cheapest person to purchase who isn't us right now. So we're going to have to look into that. We can bid on that geotherm. That's okay. Carbon is still good money. Glass is still good money. The electronics are fantastic money for us compared to anybody else who's in electronics, I would think, because of carbon scrubbing. Ah, we should have bid that up more. Okay. We still need a lot to take down wells, but I think it's the only play we have right now. Asimov is just in too good a spot after Herbert went and shoved himself into a corner and died, and after Niven's strong play that he kind of just... Then it somehow got thrown back on Asimov entirely through that random carbon short. Really threw a huge wrench into this game. Alright, 134,000 is all we need to finish off wells. Hopefully we can push to that very quickly. We are making a lot of cash right now. That's going to do it. Gives everybody else quite a bit of cash, but saves us for quite some time. Steel is now losing money drastically, so let's move on out of that. The food is not doing so hot either. We can turn that off. Glass is still kind of going okay, but it's not great. And we've never really expanded on our early silicon play too much. We are going to need to buy up our own stock before too long. Electronics are still strong, one would think. Plenty of money coming in from those. So maybe what we do is we finally get into an engineering lab. We don't worry about a patent lab. We can go for a hacker array, potentially. I'm not seeing... There is some electronics production, but I think we're going to have the most. And it's also the most effective. Okay, the food is already turned off. That's good. We don't have a lot of water. We were never really able to expand on these tiles earlier, but we do have one claim left and an upgrade available. A very cheap upgrade available that we should just take immediately. Move into plenty of silicon and water with this, since those are the good money right now. And we have plenty of extra claims to make decent use of it. Let's get out of these farms completely and on into maybe some chem labs. Those should be profitable right now. They're not fantastically profitable, but they are something. And actually, what we should have done, instead of this stupid hacker array, which we are going to short electronics with, is move into a patent lab. And then we can throw down, let's see. We can throw down more electronics for the time being, since that hack is coming in that we know about. These are so expensive to actually just put these buildings down. Should have gone into a patent lab way earlier. Let's go ahead and upgrade our carbon production. And take a mutiny. Thank you very much. We do need to buy our own stock, quite desperately. Thankfully, Clark is the only one who can really go after us for the time being, for a variety of reasons. Okay, he just blew it up in response. It's whatever. Power shortage coming in is not good. We're a little light on power. These should have all turned themselves off when they came online. All these farms, this glass furnace. I don't know why that's not happening. I'm sure I have that option turned on. I'll check it after this game. But that's kind of a big deal. Thinking machines is also kind of a big deal. We can push quite hard into this. It's worth quite a lot of money because fuel is very valuable off-world. And I would love to try and get to an off-world at some point this game. On top of that, there are still 3 scavenger players left in the game, so that's a potential for a ridiculous amount. Thanks, Clark. Shut up, please. A ridiculous amount of black market. Thankfully, I don't think he can actually talk to anybody else, but... It's probably Yuzzo, actually. Just thinking about it. Because we're the only 2 that actually value thinking machines to any degree whatsoever. Okay. This tile can turn into... Alright, I guess it's time to let it go. Let's see. What can we do with the rest of this territory? It's got a little power, not good power, but something that we can add on to. I want an engineering lab down, if I can pull it off. It's just so much carbon to manage. We already have one engineering lab down. We are already upgrading our carbon. We have carbon scrubbing, thankfully, right? We're going to push for nanotech. Desperately want nanotech. Steel shortage kind of sucks, given that we do not have a large supply of steel, but we can try and make some use of it. 2 claims remaining. What do we do with all of this territory? These can turn back on. These are still on, which is good. Let's see. Could move some of the electronics into steel for the time being. Steel should land reasonably after this, since it was already high before that shortage even began. And we can also get into steel very cheaply compared to anything else because it just costs iron instead of carbon. Alright, we'll go ahead and drive that up. We'll actually get out of these for the moment. They're losing money anyways. It didn't last quite as long as I was hoping they would. Alright. Go. What can we do? We're sitting on about 140,000. Clark is actually spiraling out after that, so we're just going to sell out. Buy him. Buy Yuzzo. And be in a good spot. Or at least a better spot. We still need to secure all of our own stock, right? That's still a definite concern this game. Thankfully we have Chem Labs online. Can't actually get a claim down over there. And let's buy up the rest of our stock. Please. We have 1 engineering lab and 2 patent labs available. Let's upgrade carbon production more. I'm a little bit concerned about how low it's been for the entire duration of this game. Asimov is going after our stock. We'll figure that out. We should also figure out something else to short. I guess electronics again. Probably not the worst idea. He's making some, but they're at a loss right now, so I expect him to switch out of those if he pays attention to anything in the entire world. Alright, I really want that last little bit of our stock. I doubt we're going to pull it off, because Asimov can get there at any moment if he so chooses. Niven isn't interested in purchasing it at all, which is the only reason that we still have any of our own. Alright, let's see. Come on, making money, making money. There we go, that's enough. Get that last little bit of our stock. Hit by an EMP. It's more or less okay. We need to get out of this glass. It's costing me all kinds of cash. Not do any more of that, please. And instead, let's make some more chems, which should be pretty good for us. Man, still need more carbon. Well, we're working on it, slowly but surely. We never got down a second engineering lab, so it's going to take forever. There's the second engineering lab. We have 3 claims left. What do we do with 3 more claims this game? These are chems we could use in addition to our food. We already have some food down, so let's go ahead and do that. Have all this electrolysis down, which should be fairly effective. We can head for teleportation, potentially. We can head for slant drilling, potentially. These things can have some value for us later. Since we do have 2 patent labs down, we should try and make some kind of use out of them. A shortage on food I'm going to completely ignore. Instead, we are going to hop into this electronic shortage we know is coming. And hope that this guy doesn't have a giant stockpile because he's been producing it at a loss the whole time. Underground nuke comes down. That does hit our carbon. This is part of why I went ahead and went for slant drilling, even though it wasn't necessarily going to be immediately hugely beneficial, is because I knew we were relying on this very small number of carbon tiles, and we would pretty much need that medium carbon tile to be a huge effect on this game in order to stay okay. And, well, it did, and we are. Alright. Let's see what we're looking at this point. 383,000. We need a lot to finish off Asimov, who might be targeting us. We could actually start looking at an Offworld. Unfortunately, no thinking machines this game, but fuel is still pretty solid. I think we want to bring carbon down just a bit more before we do any of that. Whoa, there's the buy. Alright, he has a slight advantage over us where we're standing right now, so it's time to go ahead and make a move to work on ending the game. One more claim. Whoa, claims got nuts. You guys went nuts with claims this game. Sheesh. Let's get down. Let's go ahead and just make this pure off-world transition, basically, no matter what it costs. If we make it before he does, then I think we'll still be all right. Because it'll cost him a ridiculous amount to get up off-worlds as well. And he still wants off-worlds. Off-worlds are still good. There's no doubt about that. Where can I put another one effectively? I could get rid of some of this food. I don't really want to move around. I mean, we need to move around this electrolysis before long, but I don't want to put another off-world in that area in particular. Grab another goon squad for good measure. I guess we can put it here, and that's okay. And we can put the last one here. If we get to another one, that's pretty expensive. We won't get to another one. Let's just put that electronics building back. At least we have nanotech, right? So we got that back. Carbon, I'm still very concerned about because he still has a lot of carbon income, and we don't. Slant drilling is on the way, which will help. I mean, we have 16 a second, right? But it's worth $300. I really would like more carbon. And let's go ahead. We'll go ahead and just shift send fuel this game. How many off-worlds did I put up? 3? Okay. Make sure all of that's sending. That lets us leave our electrolysis reactors online. We don't have to switch those around, which is nice. And let's see, we were already upgrading food massively. Let's upgrade fuel massively as well. Thank you, Carbon, for being what you are this game. Let's take over this guy. Look at this, $2,000 a second off this one tile. Nuts. Are we actually managing to burn fuel still right now? How many blimps do we have in the air? How much should I have gone for teleportation this game? Oh, I did go for teleport. Okay. Suddenly, we're not burning fuel anymore after these blimps go away. I can't even tell how many blimps we have. But look at this. Look at the sheer difference right now. Nuts. All right. He is sitting on 346,000. We are sitting on more. Unfortunately, he has 2 of our stocks secured. We have none of his stocks secured. Definitely a bit of a concern this game. We're already upgrading fuel. We want that to keep going. These chem labs really should have been turned off a year ago and switched into glass furnaces. That'll help out. Offworlds are still sending. We only ever got 3 up. We could get 1 more up this game if we really need to, but I don't think it's necessary. Our opponent doesn't have any. He's not successfully making any amount of money whatsoever. We've just invested in the late game with these engineering labs, with these offworlds that we managed to move into. We managed to sell down. I don't even want to think about how much carbon we've actually sold this game, but we finally got into a position where carbon is cheap again. We got through all of it with nanotech. We only need about $400,000 more to finish up this game. And with us being in Offworld's glass, with carbon scrubbing the whole time, and being in electronics, with serious upgrades onto things like our fuel production from engineering labs, I think we're going to be okay to go ahead and clean this one up. $300,000 more. He needs, well, he's halfway there. We are more than halfway there. I think the Offworlds are what are going to do it at the end of the day. But
Offworld shipment launched. Look at all the money.
Even so, that is a viable way to win.
Look at all the money.
Only need about 150,000 more. He does have these Offworlds online finally. Well, we can do something about that. Sorry. Would have liked thinking machines. Did he go ahead and mutiny one of them? Yeah, he did. Alright. That's not going to come to anything, obviously, but good on him, I guess. $100,000 more. Making about 3,000 a second, not counting Offworld sends, it looks like. So this game will be over in just another minute. Alright, there comes an Offworld send.
Offworld shipment launched.
One more.
All the money.
All that we need. We could just blow this up. I don't know if we want to commit to a mutiny for it. $6,000 more. Come on, there it is. GG. $14:30 EST tomorrow. You in Space Oddity. Okay, so 1:30 for me tomorrow. That should be doable. I think I can do that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and review that game because Future Commerce got off to a stupidly strong lead just by building 4 solar panels and not getting punished for it, right? We were the only one that threw an EMP at those. He still made a ridiculous amount of money off of them. It was pretty gross. We did move into that power as best as we can based on where our tiles were, but our tiles were a bit awkward to make it happen. But yeah, it was still okay at the end of the day. So what happened here? Future Commerce, yeah, look at how much power he sold. Pretty crazy for that duration. I mean, yeah, just when he got into power was pretty darn good because of that power short. He should have been punished for it a bit harder. Then there's a carbon shortage during the time where we haven't been collecting carbon because we're responding to the power shortage. Wicked gets a huge benefit off of that in terms of getting to sell massive amounts of carbon. And also he was likely, we can't know for sure, he was likely the one who power surged our carbon when we had attempted to mutiny away Future Commerce's carbon in order to make the game work for us. None of that really panned out in our favor, unfortunately, but thankfully what happened was these 2 juggernauts kind of got locked into it, and none of them made the late game plays they needed to stay in. So what happens is Wicked stalls out to some degree for an extended period of time, partially because carbon's price is so high, he can't make those off-world moves, and he made no moves that game at all, I don't think. If we check his tech, none. We can check his patents, none. Did nothing in any way to mitigate the effect of that high carbon price on his ability to make money. Future Commerce, same thing. he has to buy electronics for debt. He didn't take carbon scrubbing at the start of the game, which I think I would have pushed harder for if I was him as a robotic player, even than you know, I went as a scavenger. He didn't take carbon scrubbing. He only secured one carbon tile, I believe, for a long time. Only one good carbon tile. He didn't go for slant drilling to help out that carbon tile. He didn't, I think, goon squad that carbon tile ever. Carbon was just too important in that game. Realistically, I think Future Commerce should have won out because Wicked was unable to make the transitions, but I don't really know exactly what went down between those two because I was so focused on this other part of the map. After Wicked had gotten the buyout on Herbert, I guess that was why Future Commerce was struggling. It's just because Wicked had so much territory. He got the buy off this weak player from that early carbon that should have, realistically, Wicked should have done a lot better after that point. He should have. But he can't use all that expansive, giant amounts of territory if he doesn't have the carbon to go with it. If he had taken slant drilling, if he had gone into the engineering labs a little bit faster, he probably could have survived long enough and then still managed to kill off Future Commerce. We can see he even had engineering labs down eventually, but it was just way too little, way too late. He never actually got a single bit of tech researched. Who did get tech researched that game? Future Commerce got 1 steel production tech. And then we had 12 techs. All of them very focused into things that are making ridiculous amounts of money, generally, right? And then we also, what ended up happening in the late game was fairly easy to discern. We had a lot of carbon coming in, 20 carbon a second, right? Because we had gone for all those techs, that let us make the off-world transition quickly and easily. By the time we had tanked carbon's price after we didn't need it anymore, it was way too late. I don't think Wicked ever got off even a single off-world send. Maybe he got off 1 or 2. We can check resources, Wicked, nothing. Nothing. So he never got to make the move into that. We made stupid amounts of money selling carbon, quite a bit of money on selling electronics on world as well. And then, of course, the 300,000 solidly from the off-world to clean it up. An interesting way to try and survive that game, where things were going just a little bit wrong from the start. Well, it started strong. Then we got hit by a little black market. Then the power shortage came through. Huge benefit onto Niven. Then the carbon shortage came through that we didn't get any benefit off of either. Let these two players jump past us. We pick off a weak player. Keep moving through the late game elements of the patent lab, the engineering lab, and the off-world markets, and we managed to still clean the game up.